pigs. Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video from me, Pickles Parker Reviews. Now today I will be doing a trailer reaction roundup to the presumably third and final trailer for Avengers Endgame. Obviously we got the first trailer for Avengers Endgame, which kind of had a very hopeful and, you know, aspiring tone. And then we got, well, the second trailer, or the TV spot, which had a very bleak and dark tone, to my surprise. And this trailer always seems to be a mishmash of the two. While a lot of the stuff that's actually on screen on the trailer is quite bleak and kind of depressing stuff for the Avengers, I think the music and the dialogue over the top is very hopeful and uplifting, and you may say that may clash slightly, but somehow it doesn't. It actually works really well, and I don't quite know how, but it just does. I love the tone of this trailer. I love the start of this trailer where we start off with, you know, Iron Man, and then you've got Tony Stark playing Feels Like 1,000 Years Ago Since I Became Iron Man, and it just is kind of like, you know, breaking the fourth wall a bit, because us as the audience, it does feel like 1,000 years ago when Tony Stark first became Iron Man. But it was just great to feel those, you know, see those original clips of Iron Man and you know, Captain America, Thor, you know, all these guys. It felt so nostalgic to just see these clips and remind us of what, you know, came before. And it just worked completely for this trailer. The music I loved as well, with that little bit of, that little, like that bit, like accompanying it. It was almost like very similar to the first trailer, but there was just that little bit over the top. It was just so, the music was just so good and really added to that hopeful tone. Yeah, I love that we've seen the clips of like the you know, past films in the phase 1 of the MCU. And I liked how that was kind of like in black and white, but then there were those reds that were coming through, and that was really nice to look at. Like I said, I think the tone, the music, all that bit at the start just really works well. I particularly love all the stuff with Iron Man where he's like, I was hoping to pull off one last surprise, and it just makes you think, oh, Iron Man, seriously, stop doing this. It's weird, because it makes you feel sad and really hopeful and hyped at the same time. I don't quite know how it does that, but it just really does. This trailer was really great. Let's look at some of the content of the trailer then. Obviously, we get a lot more with Ant-Man, which was really nice to see. We see him kind of, you know, looking at some missing posters, presumably with like Hope Van Dyne and, you know, Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne, presumably they're missing posters on, or he might just be looking at some general missing posters, or maybe he's looking at the missing posters of Cassie and, you know, his ex-wife and things like that. There's a few people that he could be looking at. It might presumably actually be his daughter looking at the actual area that he's around. But yeah, it just like, that's quite a bleak and depressing image, that the dialogue and the music is so uplifting that it just makes you feel really weird inside, but a good weird. But we see that. I'm glad we've got Black Widow. It seems to have quite a big role in this film, but it's just nice to see, because she hasn't really had a major role in any of the Avengers films. So it's really nice to see her taking centre stage here. You see a lot of flashes of the different characters. We obviously see Rocket on War Machine's shoulder. That was a really nice shot as well. And you get little bits, a couple of recycled footage. We see a lot more of Iron Man. Obviously I talked a bit at the start, but we see a lot more of his dialogue as well. And we see a few other characters. We see a lot more of Hawkeye, or Ronin. I'm not sure if he's going to be Ronin in the film or Hawkeye. In the first trailer it seemed he was being Ronin, but we see him using the bow a lot in this trailer, so perhaps he's Ronin at the start when Black Widow sees him, where he seems to be in Tokyo, or he might not be, but he seems to be Ronin then, but maybe he takes back up his Hawkeye identity. We see a lot more of him, presumably by the look of his face, his family was caught up in the snap. And I really like when we see them all walking out in those white suits. A lot of people have been hating on these white suits. They do look a bit silly, but presumably I'd say this is near the start of the movie and they're probably going into space or something, so they need to wear these suits. I don't imagine they'll be wearing it for the rest of the movie because it probably wouldn't be ideal for the action scenes, because a big part of the action scenes is the characters' costumes, where you need to be able to recognise each character in the fight scenes. If they all look the same, that would be incredibly impractical, so I presume they won't be wearing it for that long. But one thing to point out is you can see both Nebula in that shot, and you can see Tony Stark there. Now I think we all knew, or at least I presumed, he wouldn't be dying on the ship despite popular belief. However, I didn't expect them to, you know, just go out and put that in the trailer, you know, him with the other Avengers, and basically confirm that he doesn't die on the ship, that he gets back. Now, I did presume that, but ultimately I did find it quite surprising they put that in this trailer. Ultimately, I think it's a really nice thing to end the trailer on. I know, this trailer's just really, really good, and the reason I'm probably smiling a lot is because I'm just so hyped for this film after watching that. It's just like, can this come any sooner? Like, seriously, it's just really good. And just like that last line, whatever it takes, I think is really good as well. This film feels almost like the culmination of the MCU, possibly even more than Infinity War did, because just showing those clips and everything is just like, yeah, this is great. I'm still under the impression that either Cap will die and Tony will go into retirement, or all of the original Avengers will sacrifice themselves. But I'm almost slightly leaning more towards the fact that the original Avengers will sacrifice themselves, with the whole idea of linking this trailer back to phase 1 of the MCU, you know, getting lines with all these characters. This almost gives me that impression that possibly it is going to be a big sacrifice, because this film is going to be focusing on those characters. Yeah, for this, I love the clips shown, the links back to phase 1 of the MCU, the dialogue. I really like the tone of like the bleakness, but also the hopeful uprising stuff just gel brilliantly. I think this trailer was just such a great trailer to just get us hyped. It was just so good. That scene with Captain Marvel at the end, also I did see Captain Marvel. I thought it was pretty decent. It was nice to see Captain Marvel in this trailer. I was kind of wondering when we would actually eventually get to see her. We did see her at the very end of this trailer, which was to be expected, and obviously you've got her being a bit unimpressed with Thor, which I thought was kind of funny. Yes, the Avengers Endgame trailer 2 or 3, depending on how you want to categorize them. This film can't come sooner enough. I'm so hyped for this film, and yeah, I am just so hyped. Just watching that trailer again there, it's just like, oh, please can this film just come out tomorrow? I can't wait any longer to see it. But yes, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and drop a sub and hit that notification bell to stay notified for all my latest videos. And what did you think of the Endgame trailer? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys for watching, and of course, a goodbye. Avengers Assemble.
Listen!